So I don't really remember much from this dream or these dreams, whatever. But I'm inside of a shopping mall. I'm At least it looks like all I remember is I'm sitting at a food court. It looks like it's the food court of a shopping mall, and I'm sitting at a table, and two of my friends are there. I remember sitting at a square table, my friend sitting on my right hand side, but I think there's two friends there, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my fiance to come and join us. She's either my fiance or my wife. I can't remember. And so I'm sitting at the food court and I'm talking to my friends and I'm telling them a story or I'm describing something. And it has to do with my father who just recently passed away. And I'm thinking about his death in the dream. Like, he passed away shortly before me. I can't remember. It's like he's passed away recently, and I'm at this mall with my friends talking about it with them or telling them a story about him after he's passed away. And which doesn't make sense because at one point he's alive. Actually, I just remember that too. I don't know if it was before this part of the dream or after this part of the dream. My dad's alive and normal and fine. And but anyways, at this point, yeah, I'm talking about a story, and obviously it gets emotional because in the dream he's passed away, and so then I start to kind of break down and I cry a little bit, and my friend starts to kind of comfort me, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay." And I remember yeah. So I'm kind of leaning forward on the table, and I'm like, I'm not crying like bawling, but it's like I can see I can see the tears are falling. Like I have a couple tears just kind of roll down my cheek, and my friend kind of rubs my back, and he's like comforting me, and then that whole part is very short lived actually. Like it's just a small part of the dream, and then I'm I'll still say it's part of the same dream, but like I'm suddenly at a store, or I'm I'm outside of a store, and my partner or wife, feels like a wife, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it is a wife at this point. So my wife, it's like a glass store, like it's glass. It's like a shopping mall still though. So there's a store and there's no walls though. It's all glass, like kind of like a shopping mall. They have like the window panes, the glasses, and it's a doctor's office, but it's also a store. And I'm just outside it, and my wife comes out to either get me or to tell me something. And there's the lady, like a saleswoman, was helping her with something, but it's all related. Like it's all related to either my dad or a funeral or something related to his death. Basically, like we are planning his funeral, or she's helping to do something with my father and his passing. And so my wife comes out of the store to get me and take me in, and so I go in, and there's this other lady there, um, like middle aged, long brown hair, straight hair, and she's like dressed kind of all in black. We're wearing dark, and she's just talking casually but politely, like she knows what's happened. So she's just being professional. But it's not a funeral. I don't think it's a funeral home. It's a weird. It's like a store, almost like a clothing store at this point. At one point, I think it's like a clothing store, but she's comforting me and just like trying to help me with whatever it is that I have to do. And I think my wife was holding like shopping bags, like different types from different stores, like like whatever random stores, like the Gap or Old Navy or something like that, or a Walmart bag. But like she at one point, I think she's holding like 5 or 6 bags as if we're like shopping. But and then she opens the glass door, and then we leave this area of the mall or whatever it was. And these dreams are very hazy. I barely remember any of it at all, actually. So that was like one part of it. And then another part, I think I'm with my dad over. I think I'm hanging out with him. We're doing something. Oh man, this one's really hazy. I think I'm just spending time with him. Like we're somewhere playing. I think we're playing a game or a board game, maybe like backgammon. I think we're playing backgammon somewhere, maybe a house or a park or something. It's again, this one's hard. So yeah, something I can't remember. So that was a part of it too. At one point, I was playing backgammon with my father somewhere. At least that's what I think. It was a party. Actually, I think it was a party because there were other people, like older men, gathered. Like maybe I don't know, like a small group of them, and they're all just playing backgammon and talking, and just socializing. So I guess kind of like a party. I guess it was kind of like a party, and I was there. But again, like all these other dreams I always have, it's like I'm in the dream. Like it's like I'm watching it. Like a Yeah, like it's almost like a movie or something. It's like I'm watching it from a distance, but I'm also there. So at one point, I'm just watching these men, like my dad's friends, old guys, playing backgammon. And at one point, I think I'm playing with them, but specifically with my dad. I'm playing a game of backgammon with my dad on the floor. We're just sitting somewhere. So yeah, that was another part of the dream. And I think I had another video game dream. I think at one point, it was like I was playing. Yeah, I was. It was like some crazy action-packed shooter, like Call of Duty or Fortnite or some game like that, some variation of one of these games. It was very action packed. I just remember now. It's just I can't remember the details, but it's just tons of running around, tons of shooting, like lots of people though, not like yeah, I guess maybe like one of those Modern Warfare or Call of Duty type games, or what's that other one? Modern. Wait, I don't even know. Anyways, it was just like a shooter game, like tons of action, people like all over each other. It didn't make sense. Like we're just jumping on top of each other, we're going around and shooting, grabbing guns, supplies. It just seemed overcrowded. Like it was a small area. It was like a small area. Like it shouldn't have been this small. It was like almost like a war zone, but the war zone is all within like this tiny little area. Like you couldn't even fit all these people. So at one point, I felt like it was way overcrowded, even though it wasn't. Like it's like it's all weird. It's like you're looking. It's like we're spread out, but we're not. And so that's all I remember. I just remember I had guns and I was like shooting these people, killing them. They're killing me. It's like crazy all over the place. And that was another section of it. I barely remember much of that one. Oh, and then there was actually I just remembered another part where, oh, man, this is another okay. It's almost like another party type dream. I'm with my sister is there and my cousin is there, and but it looks like we're on rooftops or something. It's so strange. And okay, this one I barely remember much either. So my cousin we're on rooftops and my cousin drops something, but like onto another rooftop, and he suddenly starts doing like parkour because he knows like it's an important thing he's doing, so he has to go get that thing, and we're all telling him not to. So me and my sister are standing on top of one of these rooftops, and he starts like doing parkour, like jumping from like one building to another, and it doesn't make sense because the buildings are tiny. It's not even like big buildings; it's almost like miniature buildings, but we're super high up. Like I know if he falls, he's gonna die, and so he jumps from the building that we're on into like on top of rather another building, and then from there to another adjacent building. So he's kind of jumped from like maybe like two or three buildings max to get this thing, and then he jumps to come back, and on the way back obviously something happened. He slips or something, and he jumps and he grabs onto the ledge, and he's dangling like, and he's very like he's one of my cousins who's overweight. I can see he's like quite fat basically, and he can't, like I know right away he's not going to be able to hold himself up. He can't sustain that. It's just too much weight, and he's at first he's kind of like on his elbows, and then he sinks down, and now suddenly we know we have to help him. My sister actually jumps first, so my sister does the same parkour thing, jumping to get to him, and she grabs a hold of his arm, and then I'm basically preparing to go because I'm like, shit, I have to go now. I have to go help. He's way too heavy. You need like 2-3 people to help lift him up. And as he loses his grip, suddenly I realize he's gonna drop and die. Like he's gonna fall off this building and die. But then suddenly the building's super short. It's not even that tall, and he just kind of he dangles off the edge and then kind of hops down and like lands on the ground like it was nothing. Like he's like it was like he avoided disaster by just doing this weird little like it didn't make sense, but it's like he just had to jump like from it like it's almost like you know if you have balconies and you have to like well it would be impossible to do this, but maybe like jumping from balcony to balcony, kind of like what Will Smith did in Enemy of the State. So it's like he just kind of did that, but it wasn't some long tall building with like 20-30 floors. It was literally just like maybe one floor. It's like it looked like because I'm looking at it from a distance, so it's like maybe like 10 feet, maybe not even. So he just like he plops down, but again it's like visually in my mind it's like I kind of knew that he had gone a long way, and he just lands on the ground and he's fine, and he has this item in his hand that he had that he had originally gone for. And that's all I remember. These dreams were way too short and vague.